There's no screen now. Alright, so here we are at the Premier Challenge top card for today. A very small Premier Challenge here today because, you know, our players are pared down dramatically by the fact that 8 players were playing in the top card, 7 rather, were playing in the top card of the mid-season showdown. So in between spectating, our players decided to play a Premier Challenge as well. So 17 players is now pared down to the final 4. I'm joined by my friend Skylar Guo, his first time on the mic, hopefully able to control himself. But that's not always a guarantee. Yes, dear. Camera is right there. And we'll be commentating a match which will be played between Nelson Lim, Scrub Extraordinaire, against our friend from Thailand, Noppasorn, who beat Isaac in the top 8 in a totally unwinnable matchup, according to Isaac. As we see, Nelson, being the uncreative person he is, has gone with Groudon, Smeargle, Kangaskhan, Talonflame, Salamence, and Xerneas, otherwise known as the Big Six.
And the opposing side, we can see Veltal, Groudon, Swampert, Mawile. What's that, a victory bell?
That's Espeon.
Espeon and Pidgeot.
Right, so Noppasorn going with what we know as the Dark Spam team. Veltal's Dark Aura enabling Swampert and Mawile throughout boosted Sucker Punches. But to disrupt Nelson's brainless, mindless Smeargle Xerneas lead, Noppasorn has the Espeon with the magic guard ability, magic bounce ability to block any attempt at Dark Void from Nelson.
I thought that was a victory bell.
That was an Espeon, Skylar. Alright, so we are going into the battle, and Nelson is going to lead with Smeargle Xerneas because for some reason he's seen an Espeon and thinks he's smarter than Noppasorn. And Noppasorn shows that, nope, Nelson, I am Noppasorn, I am smarter than you. I'm leading Espeon into your Smeargle.
This is a magnificent display of Nelson's stupidity over here.
Right, so Veltal Espeon hit the field. The Xerneas will threaten the Veltal, of course, since Nelson, being uncreative as he is probably running teammate max speed Xerneas, which will KO Veltal with a Moonblast. And I suppose there's nothing Noppasorn can really do to stop the Geomancy either, coming from the Xerneas. Though the Smeargle is kind of stuck here. Oh, Espeon, of course, so I believe I've been told that Espeon might be Choice Scarf. It will be able to trick a Scarf onto the Xerneas to lock it into Geomancy. Oh, and apparently that is a spread actually used by Iron Animate to popularize the use of Espeon in the first place. Though Iron Animate did use Espeon on his own Big Six variant, so Noppasorn has a lot more honor than that, unlike Nelson.
What do you keep talking about Espeon, man?
So Nelson can of course fake out the Espeon and go for the Geomancy. And I have no idea what Noppasorn really wants to go for though. So he goes for Follow Me, recognizing that he can't Dark Void into the Espeon, he's at least that smart enough. Espeon will trick, but giving Smeargle a Scarf. Do you really want to give Smeargle a Scarf though? Oh, actually Espeon is the Focus Sash and will trick the Focus Sash onto the Smeargle. As Geomancy goes up and maybe Veltal wants to tail it? I have no idea what Veltal carries primarily actually.
Neither do I.
I think that goes without saying. Veltal yet to move for the turn, possibly going for Tailwind here. As Snarl comes out from the Veltal, so Xerneas actually only going to the plus 1 from the Geomancy, and Smeargle, having lost its Sash, will go down to the Snarl. Smeargle going down to the Snarl actually, well, I suppose we always know Smeargle to be frail, but Money killed by a Snarl. That's a new low even for Smeargle.
I think it's because Nelson's a scrub.
Well, I suppose it's Nelson's Smeargle, so
yes,
that explains,
Nelson's Smeargle.
That explains everything we need to know.
Like, I invest 252 HP on my Smeargle, he's probably like 252 attack.
That is true. Nelson probably better to fake out damage. But he didn't even go for the fake out there, so, well, I suppose
Nelson is dumb.
Nelson does get the Geomancy, but he's only at +1 and not able to sweep through the team. Now he brings in the Groudon. I'm not entirely sure how fast Noppasorn's Veltal is and whether he's able to outspeed Nelson's Groudon.
Is the Groudon holding a life orb?
No, as we see, Groudon is carrying the red orb and will Primal revert to Primal Groudon.
Still an orb.
Yeah, it's still an orb. Alright, the stun does go up, and Xerneas still in a very strong position at +2 social defense and +1 special attack, but not able to kill the Espeon here. Dazzling Gleam should take out the Veltal at +1. The Espeon free to maybe get off something else.
I saw that was a victory bell.
Victory Bell in the sun will do a lot of work for Noppasorn, that's for sure. Espeon on the other hand, without its Scarf, not as much leeway to go.
The victory bell is Leaf Guard.
And Espeon really not able to trick, does not want to trick the Xerneas at this point, because if he tricks the Xerneas, he actually gives Xerneas Focus Sash. It's a really bad idea, as was turning on the microphone. right? So Yveltal is going to protect from the Dazzling Gleam. Nelson going for the predictable Dazzling Gleam. It's not going to kill the Espeon, who takes about 75%, and Espeon will psychic into the Groudon, who will take a healthy amount of damage from that 130 base special attack. And even went for the Eruption, even despite knowing the Espeon is faster. So Nelson actually gets the kill on Espeon somehow, amazingly. A half health Groudon still pulling out the kill there on the Espeon.
That was obviously a clutch that Nelson really needed. Nelson's scrub. What does Nelson even play this game?
Nelson clearly going for a flow charge here, even despite knowing he's playing against a player smarter than him. Oh, now Liper hits the field for the bottom side of the field and is free to fake out either the Groudon or the Xerneas. Probably the Groudon. Probably the Xerneas. The Xerneas is the fastest thing on the field. And Xerneas is unable to protect because if he protects, he will get on-court into the protect. But because I suppose Nelson might do it anyway. But Noppasorn have a bit of room to play around here. His Yveltal should be free to attack. Because if Groudon is fully special, as we predict it is, Nelson being, well, having revealed Eruption is unlikely to run a mixed spread. Although he likes Rock Slide Flinch because, well, duh. Yveltal should get the attack off this turn. If it is, and we haven't quite seen whether Yveltal is faster than Groudon, so it'll be interesting to see how the speeds play out here. Fake out does come out. Nelson is not dumb enough to use Protect, surprisingly. So Xerneas will flinch, and Yveltal is faster than the Groudon, and we'll get the Snarl off. So if Nelson's running a full special Groudon, well, suck it up, Nelson. Groudon actually hangs on, and gonna fire off the Rock Slide. Will hit both Pokemon, and well, if Liper was carrying the Sash, it is no longer Sash.
Nelson being a scrub and fishing for a flinch.
And not realizing that actually both Pokemon are faster than me.
Precisely.
Oh dear. Well, now Nelson knows, but he might do it again anyway. Now Xerneas is free to clear the field with the Dazzling Gleam. And there's really nothing that Noppasorn can do to stop it. Because he can't on-call because Xerneas didn't attack last turn with anything other than Dazzling Gleam. So it's not even a Moonblast where he can lock himself to a single target attack. It is still going to be the Dazzling Gleam. So, no matter how badly Nelson screws up, as long as he presses Dazzling Gleam, he should be fine. Groudon even having a free turn to do anything he wants, even hit himself because Nelson is disrespectful.
But will Nelson really play Dazzling Gleam?
That is the question here. Nelson might not know that actually Dazzling Gleam is enough to kill both Pokemon. Perhaps he's unaware that maybe he thinks Yveltal resists Fairy and needs to Moonblast it.
Okay guys, vote now on your phones.
Let's go for the Groudon, which will be able to take the Dazzling Gleam quite comfortably, especially since it's only at +1. Might not even take 33% at this point. Oh yeah, it's been snarled twice. Xerneas actually at neutral special attack. Yveltal will protect to save itself from the Dazzling Gleam, and Groudon will take a middling amount of damage from Dazzling Gleam. So Groudon, free to attack, but probably a Rock Slide because that's how Nelson rolls. And it is Precipice Blades though. Is he gonna miss? No, Nelson gets a really undeserved hit with the Precipice Blades.
Nelson, you scrap.
We should actually put Groudon into range of the Dazzling Gleam. Noppasorn really backed into a corner. Dazzling Gleam will be able to clear the field and pick up the kill on the Liper subsequently as well. Yveltal having burned its Protect, it's either going to go down to Dazzling Gleam or switch into Liper, which will go down to the Dazzling Gleam. Groudon trying to save itself with the Protect. Saving itself for the turn that Liper can come in to fake out the Xerneas and save the Groudon. As Dazzling Gleam will pick off the Yveltal, even at +0, Yveltal being weak to Fairy. And Groudon will be free to fire off another attack as he goes for Rock Slide because well, it's going to be a free turn anyway. Nelson wants to show some disrespect. Liper will hit the field and will buy Noppasorn at least one turn. But again, unless Noppasorn has the fast Groudon, he's going to need Precipice Blades to miss from Nelson's side. Don't worry, Noppasorn, we're cheering for you.
It's the victory bell.
Groudon and Liper. This is going to be Noppasorn's really last turn where he's free to act. Unless he can pick up the Xerneas will pick him off subsequently. Or maybe Nelson has a brain fart and protects, allowing himself to be on court. Who knows? Still always a chance. Fake out does go off, so no protect from Xerneas, unfortunately. Nelson retaining control of his senses. And Rock Slide's going to avoid the Life Bird by hitting the Groudon. Nelson going for the 5% more accurate Rock Slide over the Precipice Blades. Picks off the Groudon, and Noppasorn is really down for the count in this first game of the semi-finals. Somehow, Big Six pulls out a win over, a more versatile team that even pegged the Espeon. Nelson somehow comes out with game 1, going for the brain dead Espion, going for the brain dead Smeagol Xenius lead and paying off. Somehow, Nelson didn't Dark Void into the Espion. I suppose Nelson is smarter than I give him credit for. Noppasorn really has to adjust here. He brought the Espion to counter the Smeagol, but really didn't get anything out of it. And I suppose if your counter to Xenius is to trick the Scarf onto the Xenius, Smeagol denies that anyway. Unless the Smeagol is dumb enough to Dark Void, which Nelson apparently isn't. So you can fake out or follow me the trick away. And the follow me, of course, will actually be more useful for Nelson because you can fake out the Espion, his Smeagol will retain the sash, as opposed to losing the sash to the Espion. So options there for Noppasorn, who actually didn't bring his Mawile, his best Xenius counter to the battle. He might want to change things up in the next game. Nelson though has no real need to change up for Smeagol Xenius. Not only did the last game go well, he's probably incapable of changing the result anyway. So Nelson is sitting very comfortably there with Big 6. And Noppasorn's team, I have to describe it as a team that somehow beats teams that counter Big 6 as opposed to beating Big 6 itself. Right, Isaac? So Isaac falling prey to this Dark Spam team, but Big 6 just does not care about Dark Spam with the Xerneas. And Noppasorn having very situational counters to Xerneas, which Nelson, playing as brain dead as he is, just does not walk into. I expect the Mawile to appear in this game. Mawile is very strong against Xerneas, and will at least stop the Xerneas from rampaging through the entirety of Noppasorn's team. And we are still going in team preview.
Yeah.
And
I feel terrible if I drop him.
Nelson is going to go into the battle feeling confident there, and with no real reason to switch away from Smeagol Xerneas. I suppose he can go Kanga Xerneas, but I don't think Nelson knows anything else. And it is going to be the Xerneas Kangaskhan, as we pointed out. Nelson only has 2 leads. This looks like it is the Lipert and the Mawile, yes. Noppasorn changing it up and putting himself in a very strong position here. Lipert having the faster fake out to fake out the Kangaskhan, and Mawile able to one-hit kill Xerneas and get him to intimidate on Kangaskhan to pretty much shut it down for the start of this battle at least. So Nelson probably regretting not going even more brain dead than usual and going with Smeagol Xerneas. Which will at least be able to, I suppose it's about the same situation. But at least Smeagol has utility on turn 2 as opposed to Kangaskhan. So, well, Nelson tried to be smart and it did not work out, as usual.
However, I believe Nelson has the option to just use low kick and take out the Lipert on turn 1, right? Yes. The fake out on Xerneas.
No, but the fake out is probably landing on the Kangaskhan because you don't want to leave the Xerneas open, and Xerneas is going to be one hit killed by Iron Head anyway. So I suppose if that does happen, then
protect
on Xerneas and the fake out on the Kangaskhan, it's pretty much a dead turn.
Yes.
So I suppose Noppasorn could try and fish for letting Nelson fake out something so that he can encore Kangaskhan subsequently.
Given how dumb Nelson is, do you think Nelson will be able to do it?
I don't think Nelson knows anything other than fake out Geomancy. So
agreed.
There's a very easy play for Noppasorn to call there.
So this is a very tough spot
Noppasorn,
for
not knowing Nelson as we do, might expect a more advanced play.
This may be the true definition of dumb luck.
Kangaskhan is going to Mega Evolve here, so no switch from Nelson, even despite being at -1 and having a slower fake out. And even not staying in non-Mega to get the inner focus fake out. So Nelson just playing according to the flow chart, despite rather clear signs telling him not to. Mawile will Mega Evolve as well to get the 1-hit kill with Iron Head. Xerneas will go for the obvious protect and risk being on-caught into it next turn. As fake out will go into the Kangaskhan as you would expect it to. Nelson just walking right into the fake out play. As Iron Head goes into the Kangaskhan, Nelson read like a book.
What a scrub!
Absolutely read like a book. And now Xerneas will be on-caught into the protect. Xerneas is useless, Kangaskhan is useless.
I pity Nelson's parents already. Oh no, this is tragic for the lip. Okay, not let's stop trying to switch out.
Nelson is pretty much forced to switch something out and hope that Mawile doesn't sucker punch the Kangaskhan. But even if he doesn't, Kangaskhan just gets the low kick on Mawile on Lipert, which at -1, I'm not willing to say it will 1-hit KO. So definitely options for Noppasorn here, since Nelson's pressured to switch the Xerneas out. Though Nelson just stays in with the Xerneas as we expect him to, he could yet punish Noppasorn if Noppasorn thinks Nelson is too smart to fall into the Encore trap. Which, spoiler, he is not. Oh, Xerneas does switch out, so Nelson actually thinking for once, as Groudon will come in to threaten the Mawile and the Lightbird. As Kangaskhan pretty much locked down by Sucker Punch from Mawile, unless he goes for his own Sucker Punch against 2 Dark Resist. Really, Nelson.
Sorry, man.
As the Sunlight turns harsh and Taunt goes into the Geomancy slot, so Noppasorn opting to punish the Xerneas in a different way as Mawile actually goes for Sucker Punch and Kangaskhan goes for the Sucker Punch into the Lightbird. He Sucker Punched the Lightbird? Even if you expected an encore, he Sucker Punched the Lightbird? Did he really just Sucker Punch the Lightbird, Skyler?
Yes, I believe he did.
Well done, Nelson. You have outdone yourself once again. I kind of wonder though, does Lightbird not carry the encore though if he went for the taunt onto the Xerneas? It's a very strange play there, because if you expect the switch, even if you expect the switch, who exactly are you trying to taunt on the switch in? It's Big Six. Big Six doesn't do complicated setup. Nelson doesn't do complicated setup. So Noppasorn maybe overthinking things or revealing that he does not carry encore on his Lightbird. Interesting things to pick up, but whether Nelson picks it up,
I don't think so.
Alright, Kangaskhan will switch out despite being total deadweight on the field. Does not want to get himself KO'd. I suppose Nelson is going to be ignored as he
would
will
rather
return
risk
to the
Xerneas
field.
getting KO'd.
And Groudon might eat a foul play here. Mawile actually switching out, so Groudon not getting a free target this turn. Yveltal will come in, so dodge any potential Precipice Blades from Nelson's side of the field. Foul play does come out onto Groudon's high physical attack but equally high physical defense. So even with the Dark Aura boost not able to KO, and Precipice Blades hits the Lightbird. Not sure if it's Sash. We will see, and it is actually not.
Yes.
It is Sash.
It is
so
revealed that it's Sash.
the Sash does proc for the Lightbird there, and Xerneas now having not used the move yet is free to Geomancy, and but if he Geomancies, then it runs the risk of again getting on-court, and Lightbird has already shown the taunt. So, and since Yveltal is faster than Xerneas, Xerneas is kind of forced to just straight go for a straight attack. That's a Alright, so Nelson is kind of free on the field. At this point, even if he fears on-call, Nelson is just going to press Designating because I don't think he knows any other button at this point. Yveltal though, at full health, able to snarl to kill the Groudon and pick up a special defense drop on the Xerneas. And without a boost, Xerneas kind of needs to fire off a Moonblast if he wants to kill Yveltal. And leaving the Lightbird free to do whatever it wants is kind of dangerous. So again, Noppasorn has been punished for, overthinking things, so maybe he'll just play things a bit more straight this time. Nelson though, thinking hard. I suppose. Maybe he just got his buttons mixed up. Taunt does come out, stopping the Geomancy. So did Nelson walk right into that? Oh, Nelson didn't walk right into that. Shock. Horror. Nelson actually got the Moonblast onto the Yveltal, which picks up the 1-hit KO. Right through the Yveltal. Yveltal, well, even if it's bulky, I don't think it can take a Moonblast at neutral. Though Nelson gets the deserved Precipice Blades miss against the 1 HP Lightbird.
Scrub!
Somehow Nelson going for the one move with lowest accuracy to try and take out a 1 HP Pokemon. Bravo, Nelson, bravo. Mawile will return to the field, unfortunately already Mega Evolved, so unable to get the Intimidate off onto the Groudon. Xerneas free to go for Dazzling Gleam, though I suppose Noppasorn could encore it if he carries encore, which at this point I kind of think he doesn't. So free to Dazzling to close out the game, and somehow Nelson looks like he's about to win this game too as well. Though given Groudon's low health, it is vulnerable to the Sucker Punch from the Mawile, but by going for Sucker Punch, Mawile will leave himself open to the Xerneas and leave the Xerneas around for one more turn. Nelson's Kangaskhan, I believe, is how much health? Half at least, right? Having gone. Right.
It doesn't matter. It's on Nelson's side. Kangaskhan is dead either way. Just send it out. Nelson's Kangaskhan will die.
I'm supposed to go down to a Mawile Sucker Punch when he comes out. So Nelson actually taking time to think again. Somehow, the last time he took this long to think, he went for the Precipice Blades into the 1 HP and missed. So I suppose we're going to see an equal travesty this turn as well. Groudon will protect, predicting the Sucker Punch from the Mawile.
From the Mawile, yeah.
Which Noppasorn actually does not go for. Dazzling will pick off the Lightbird, but Mawile will pick up the Iron Hit KO on the Xerneas. And then Moa will then threaten the Groudon with the Sucker Punch next turn. So Nelson walking into a easy play there, really. I suppose Groudon also protects itself from the foul play. So either way, Groudon needed to protect to stay alive.
I believe the Kangaskhan will be coming right out about now.
Right, so
for the fake out pressure.
Noppasorn about to reveal his last Pokemon. I suspect it's the Talonflame. Well, actually no, he hasn't shown Groudon yet. Perhaps it is his own Groudon. And Nelson again thinking through things. Just bring in the Kangaskhan, Nelson. What else do you have? Yes, somehow Nelson needing time to think through what he wants to bring out here. Somehow he thinks something else is a better option than Kangaskhan here. And Noppasorn, as pointed out, has yet to reveal his last Pokemon. But by bringing it in here, he will be unable to switch. It actually is the Espeon. Oh, he brought the Espeon into a matchup without Smeargle. But it is Scarf, so it is the fastest thing on the field. And both of... And here, a Sucker Punch and attack from the Espeon is going to bring Nelson down to last two. But then Espeon at the same time runs the risk of walking into Sucker Punch. And his only non-attacking move, you suspect, is the Trick. So if he tricks, he still doesn't get anything done. All he does is dodge the Sucker Punch. Oh, and in fact, because Groudon is holding the Red Orb and Kangaskhan is holding Kangaskhanite, he can't trick anything and will be locked into Trick in for the rest of the battle. So Espeon is forced to attack and probably go down to Sucker Punch. If Nelson is smart enough to recognize that. Taking his time once again. So seems like a pretty straightforward play to Sucker Punch the Espeon at least. And Groudon, well, will try and fish for the Fire Punch on the Mawile. If he had it, the Scarf. Scarf Espeon, but again we haven't seen the Espeon's moveset beyond the Psychic and the Trick. Probably a hidden power since Espeon has literally no other coverage. As Fake Out comes out from the Kangaskhan to Fake Out the Espeon and does a good chunk of damage. As Sucker Punch goes into the Groudon, so Noppasorn still hasn't locked his Espeon into a move yet, crucially. And Nelson is forced to go down to his last Pokemon. I suppose if it is the Talonflame, Nelson should have this sealed up. But don't underestimate Nelson's propensity to screw up a match. Here is the Talonflame, so Nelson bringing the right four into this matchup. Not leaving the Smeargle at home, predicting the Espeon to come in. Espeon still hasn't locked himself in yet. But if Espeon, I suppose, Mawile is kind of stuck here because Fairy Blitz will finish off Mawile from Talonflame. Unless Nelson is dumb and runs overheat and overheat misses. But Espeon is forced to attack. Because if he tricks here and dodges the Sucker Punch, then he can't do anything the rest of the battle. So Noppasorn might be back to a corner here, and depending on the misplay from Nelson, totally possible, Noppasorn. Totally possible. Nelson somehow taking time to think through this. I don't understand why, but Nelson actually needs time to think through this move. Taking over 30 seconds to think through this move, Nelson. Good job, Nelson. If you still mess it up, I have no words. Noppasorn though, taking his time to think this, and Brave Bird! Why are you Brave Birding? Nelson, do you just Brave Bird?
Just use Flip Blitz!
Nelson Brave Birds the Espeon, and I suppose Mawile will Sucker Punch the Kangaskhan?
Oh, I believe a low kick is coming.
So Mawile will Sucker Punch the Mawile, which means if Mawile gets the KO on Talonflame, this could come down to Sucker Punch mind games. No, but Noppasorn goes for the Sucker Punch. Unfortunate, Noppasorn could have taken advantage of a questionable play from Nelson there, which is par for the course. Unfortunately, Noppasorn tried to play it a bit too straight, and Nelson should walk away. Again, don't discount Nelson's propensity to mess this up. A Flare Blitz in theory should end the game, but who knows?
I believe in this case, Nelson wants to go for the disrespect, which he very magnificently failed. Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Maybe Nelson's forgotten that Brave Bird is resisted by Mawile. Brave Bird goes into the Mawile. Well, I suppose yes. Thinking through it rationally could be to dodge Sucker Punch from Mawile, but it's Nelson, he just forgot it's resisted.
However, let us not discount the fact that it's possible that his Talonflame
low kick
is
goes
enough
into
to
the
not
Mawile,
have Flare Blitz, right?
40 base power, I believe. Actually, not going to be enough to KO. But Mawile, stuck as it is in single target moves. Oh, Iron Head goes into the Mawile. It goes into the Kangaskhan. Kangaskhan goes down. Yes. For some reason, Nelson not going for double edge, which would have KO'd, since it does a lot more damage than low kick. But then again, Nelson doesn't know his low kick cocks on more wow. So Bravebird will finish the game for Nelson. I mean, Noppasorn could stall it out with Protect, of course. Bravebird comes out. Unfortunately, Nelson's Stand Flame actually is EV in attack, believe it or not, and should KO the Mawao. Nelson somehow, one way or another, makes it into the final of the Premier Challenge. I have no words. Skylar, how did this happen?
He took out the thing, man.
Alright, so Nelson will move on to the final to play the winner of round seed against Chayawat Chawicha. And Chayawat will be hoping to make it into the final and take revenge for his Thai counterpart. But I suppose it might be a Big 6 mirror, so nobody wants to watch that. And we'll be back with the other top 4 match. So no, top 4 is already played, right? Oh, so it will be the top 2 match. It will be between Nelson and it will be Chayawat. So Chayawat will be hoping to avenge his fallen Thai counterpart against Nelson. Well, I suppose Chayawat has beaten Ronald Seed in the top 4, which probably took a lot of complex strategy and thinking. So I suppose she can afford to take a break for the final against Nelson. So we'll be back with the final, which will be played between Nelson and Chayawat of this Premier Challenge. Stay tuned.
Nobody loves you, Nelson.